Welcome back. Welcome back to the Scorpio channel. And if you're new to the channel, welcome. My name is Laura. I'm going to do a general message for Scorpio. Know that energy is fluid. Just interpret the message as it best resonates with you. Also know I like to look at everything. So I do look at the spiritual blocks, the shadows, see how they play out as karmic themes within your experience. And if you are connected to any other zodiac aside from your own, you might want to check out my Psychic Soul Healer channel or my Virgo channel. All important links or anything in relevance to this channel you can find in the description box below. All right, now if you want to enter into winning a free reading with me, you have to be open to getting a shadow reading, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and write the word of the video. The word of the video is always the underlining energy of why everyone's doing what they're doing. Again, grief. I feel like there's a part of you that's in a place of grief because the person that you felt you were going to be with, as each day goes by, you're realizing you're not going to be with this person. Like you're seeing them through very a different perception. I feel like when you met this person, you had like an instantaneous connection, and they did you too. And I feel like this person like played a lot of games in the beginning, but then also didn't really know like whether they wanted to get back into a relationship after they had broken away or like ended a relationship, or however it seemed like it was a toxic relationship that they had in right before they met you, right? I was going to say in the past, but I feel like it's every single past. This person has not had good relationships. So every time they get into a relationship, it always ends bad. So every time they meet somebody, they kind of overthink, get in their own way when it comes to being in a relationship because they like overthink it because they're basing the relationship not on what's actually happening, but they're basing the relationship on what could happen based on the past is what I'm trying to get at. So I feel like they never give you anything because of this, and this is why you're in a place of grief. This person is always in a place of grief because it's like they're damned if they do, they're damned if they don't. It's like if I'm with you, I have to be vulnerable. And if I'm vulnerable, I'm going to be hurt. And so, but then I never get really what I want. And you're like, okay, so I'm connected to someone that can't give me because of their issues. And there's a sense of almost like they're your issues. Like, why are you projecting your issues onto me? So there's a sense of just like grief is just like, oh, good grief, right? What Charlie Brown would say, and it's mainly because it's like that, like you can't do anything to like fix this person. You can't unsee what you already saw. Like, and I feel like you saw them being weak to a point where they didn't choose you, where they're not choosing themselves, while they're letting everyone else kind of manipulate them, or just procrastinating and no one's manipulating them, but they pretend to be either a martyr or to be manipulated. Anything aside from stepping it up is what you see. And as the days go by, you're just like, I don't really have a connection to you anymore. And I'm sad about it because there was such potential. It was really supposed to be. And like I said, so this is the underlying energy. So let's see what your person, the hidden truth star, what your person is thinking about you. Because I feel like they're in a place of grief, but they're in a place of grief because it's like, I'm damned if I do, I'm damned if I don't. I'm miserable where I am, but if I get into another relationship, I might be even more miserable because of all the past relationships. So I'd rather hold on to what I have because I feel like every single relationship that they've had have ended really badly where they lost a lot, whether they lost possessions, whether they lost their identity, whether they lost their reputation, they lost. I am not available. So again, this person is not emotionally available. And I feel like it's like they're trying to heal. They're trying to figure out what they want. But the thing is, it's like they base everything on the past. So if everything's diluted, and the thing is that when they try to tap into themselves, or they really tap into is their emotions. So the wounds are overriding this person's intuition. So I feel like when they think of you, they kind of get overwhelmed because it's like I do have feelings, but it's like I regret lying to you. It's like I would actually have to come back and fix this, and I don't really know how to fix it on top of not really being confident in the relationship and not really knowing what I want. All you wanted was a friendship, I feel like, Scorpio. This is you're like, all I wanted to do was be to for us to like obtain like a consistent relationship, even if it was just friends. And this person like wouldn't do it. And they made every excuse in the world. And now they're like, you were right there. You were right there. And it's like, and I like pushed you away. And now it would be twice as much work. Now I would actually have to come in and offer something. But before, you weren't even asking for anything. What they're saying is it would have been easier because all you wanted was friendships, but they wouldn't give it to you. So it's not like they're not in regret. They are. It's just, again, they're negative. They're negative because, again, they're disassociated, and they're disassociated because it's like they haven't really processed what has happened in the past. They just are looking at it like I get into a relationship and I get betrayed. I get abandoned. It's hopeless for me. So I really can't do anything. Again, they're just looking at it through a victim state consciousness. They're not looking at the situations to see how they contributed to the undesirable life experience and saying, well, I do have love for this person. So maybe I should learn that they're not as evolved. Again, they're not as evolved. I knew exactly what I was doing. So again, I feel like they tried to manipulate, they purposely tried to hold back in, again, making sure that it would be a sure thing with you, almost as if you would have to undervalue yourself, or that's the way that you felt. You're like, well, it's like they obviously know what they're doing. Like you knew that they knew what you were doing. And there was a sense of it being like really like malicious because you were like, I know you have feelings for me. Why would you treat me so badly where you won't even like be a friend to me? And I feel like it's because they didn't want you to get that close because there was already a connection and this person was literally like holding back. So they knew exactly what they were doing because emotionally, they're like, I don't think I'm there. I don't think I can give you what you want. And this would just end really badly. And it would end really badly because I'm really attracted to you, but emotionally, I can't give it to you. And already I have a problem with that because all my other relationships have wound up toxic. So you just do the same exact thing to me, but possibly even worse because I really have feelings for you. And the feelings are deep and they're overstimulated and I'm detached and disassociated. So I don't really know how to process those feelings and emotions. So I'm going to control the situation. I'm going to get in my own way, typically, purposely. And again, where it's like, and how they do it is they would want like the passion. They would want to be in your life in that way, but it would be all about the drama. It would be all about they would create a lot of drama because of the I want what I want because I'm attracted to you, but it's again, you know, you wouldn't get anything that you wanted, and it would be over the top. Because when there's a lot of passion and there's a lot of feelings, and then both parties aren't getting what they want, it becomes like a little bit of a tug of war. And there's really a fine line between love and hate, where, this person just knew that it would create like problems. It's like creating drama for control. That's the way that they would get what they want. Because you're like, well, if they didn't give me anything emotional, like, why would I be with them again? Because a lot of times in the drama of you like fighting for them, or whether they created triangles, talk to other people, emotionally manipulated, try to again get you to give them more, obviously, to try and get closer to them, they would like get what they wanted, like passion, but you wouldn't get what you wanted, because this person is emotionally not available. And it would keep you really in a place of feeling lonely, right? Because there's nothing more lonely than being with a person and then feeling alone because this person isn't showing up for you emotionally. They're only like compartmentalizing you. Again, sadness, where they really need to take the time to grieve and to like do the healing work. And what I see here is they don't want to do the healing work. They want to stay stuck. And that's a choice. That's a choice. And you might say, like, well, I see them dating other people. They're dating people that they don't have an emotional connection to, so that they could say bye and it's easy. Those people can't hurt them. That's what I see. Because this person, there's a good chemistry between you and this person too, because it's like it amazes me when we say the same thing at the same time or finish each other's sentences again, where this person doesn't normally feel connected to anybody and they feel really connected to you. So on a spiritual level, which really that means on a mental and emotional level, they feel connected to you. So they know they can lose themselves. And that's why it says, I've hurt you and I'm sorry. I hope that you can forgive me someday. And I understand I was reacting from fear. And they know that. And they also have toyed with, I wanted to send you a message today, but I was afraid to. Like they don't know whether you want to even hear from them. And they feel like down deep inside that you are my true love and heart and soul, because they feel so connected to you. I mean, this is where like they're torn, and this is a person that needs to do the healing, because what they're saying is, I would rather make it almost like it's my choice that I'm not with you, because I'm not ready to give you, because I haven't done the healing work. I'm too afraid to get into another relationship. And that's how your reading started. And that's actually how your reading is ending. It's like this person is like, again, needs to take the time to grieve. And they feel sorry that they hurt you. But it's again, you're the love of my life. You're my true love, my heart, my soul, meaning they feel so connected to you. But it's like they just know that they wouldn't be able to show up for you. And they have to overcome. They have to get to a place where it's so uncomfortable that the loss of you overrides the lack that they feel with inside of themselves, because there's a sense of just wanting to stay safe, of just wanting, if they hang out with anyone, it's going to be real on the surface. It's going to be here for a good time, not a long time, because I just need to feel good about myself, just only care about myself, whatever this person feels, because they feel that too many people have hurt them in the past. So we have to say, why did you attract this person? right? Because sometimes that's how it is. We meet a person that really can't give us anything, and we have to ask ourselves why. And so we're a mirror of whom what comes to us, which it's like, okay, I wanted a relationship and I got a person that's like doesn't want a relationship. So how does that? And so out of balance goes to out of balance. So I feel like this person, by not allowing themselves, is believing that they can't have it on some level. And I feel like you attracted this person because on a deep soul level, you don't believe that you can have love. Maybe the past few relationships that you've gone into have been people that have been selfish, people that have, again, the traumas. This is a reoccurring trauma because you wouldn't have attracted this person into your life where it's like, well, I feel like we have such great chemistry. And then they go and do that. They purposely, they knew what they were doing. Is they deliberately held back from me. Yeah, but in order to not hurt you, in order to like to actually maybe possibly give it a chance somewhere down the line, but not now, to have it end in your mind that it just didn't work out, not that it ended toxically. That's how this person, every relationship ends, is toxic. They're like, I'd rather you remember it as it never happened. And I can end it there too, because I know I didn't hurt you. I might have hurt you from walking away from you, but I didn't hurt you from screwing you over and playing games with you. It's gifts. So again, so we ask, why did you attract this person? So when I see gifts, it's like, well, obviously this person like wasn't here for you, right? They weren't here. They because they continually held back. So you had to put your time into somewhere. And then I feel like you found parts of yourself, gifts within inside of yourself. Maybe you took a few classes and you got a new hobby. Maybe you enhanced your intuition and your spiritual health. And that opened up some of your psychic abilities. Maybe again, there's gifts come in many different shapes and forms. Maybe you again gave your time to different places that you normally wouldn't have gone to and you made new friends. Like your life has evolved because this person really wasn't there. You didn't, because they didn't give you anything and were like, I'm emotionally not available. I have feelings for you, but I am emotionally not available. I cannot do this. You might have stood around for a certain amount of time, but you didn't stay there the whole time. I think you held on in your heart, but you still kept moving forward, where you still kept, you know, feeding your interest and still doing you. And that's where you find your gifts. Vulnerability. I feel like we not being able to be vulnerable in childhood, right? And this is a situation that you went through where you almost have to be vulnerable for this person, almost like it's a to allow someone to be vulnerable is to allow someone to be real. And that is what real unconditional love is. I feel like you weren't allowed to be vulnerable in childhood. And I also feel like you always had gifts in childhood, but what happened is the physical world made you be more analytical, made you again do the things that for survival, things again that you were supposed to do. And so a lot of times we lose our gifts. I feel like again, you put your energy into the spiritual arts and you grew that part of yourself. And you also put your energy into other hobbies and interests. That's where you found your gifts. And letting a person be vulnerable is unconditional love. and nurturance. So giving yourself that love, giving that yourself that love so that you could be vulnerable in a situation like this. Because obviously, like when you're connected to somebody and they don't give, kind of makes you feel vulnerable. It makes you feel like alone and like not protected. But the truth of the matter is, when you give yourself the nurturance by putting your energy into yourself, you find your gifts, and that is how you're able to really evolve. You're able to like let this person have their process and not take it personally because you're giving to yourself. You weren't expecting this person to give you. The sad thing is that this could have worked if this person was like healed, but they're not. And I think even though it's shitty that they're holding back and it's sad because there's such a connection, in the long run, it's better because this person, I feel like, has left a trail, of bad relationships. And those bad relationships, like, didn't just end, they ended with a lot of loss. And this is what makes this person like not move. It's again able to have a surface relationship all about the passion and nothing else. And already they have a spiritual connection. So we can see why that they deliberately did what they did. Now I'm going to leave that there, Scorpio. You let me know whether you resonated with this, and I'll talk to you soon.